birthday. So here is your birthday gift. We are just going to talk to you about the things that we appreciate about you, because we know that the one thing that you love the most is appreciation, and the second thing you love the most is we don't spend any money. So there you go. I appreciate so many things about you, so I won't be able to put too much in the video. I'm going to let everybody else share.
Oh, okay, there we go. Hey, Jonathan, I want to wish you a happy birthday. I want to tell you how much you mean to me. I'm sure you of all people know that, how much I love you, how much I've looked up to you my entire life, through my younger life, and now my adult life. Your love of your church and your children and everybody that walks in your church door, your house door, you love on everybody, you take care of them, you want to have good times with everybody. That's an amazing thing to have. You are one of my biggest inspirations growing up. You have been and you still are. I just want you to know that. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you have a great birthday, man.
Jonathan, you know how much your mother loves you. You were my firstborn, and even before you were born, God told me that you were a special child, a special gift to me, and a special child to him. As you grew, you grew to be such a very God-fearing man. And I think that's probably what I love the most about you. Looking back to the day you were born, yes, I was only 16 years old, and all I knew was that I loved you, and you were everything to me. And because of you and Jeremiah and James and Tabitha, Charles and Tamara, it's the only thing that's made my life worth living besides God.
So I'm reading what Jeremiah wrote, and I'm just going to read what he said. He said, well, what can I say? He is older, almost as good looking as me. He is much better at sports. But most importantly, he loves his family, his blood/adopted family and godly family. He always wants people to be happy, and we love him for it. Thank you, Jeremiah.
Happy birthday, Jonathan. I thought some things that really were about you, or some characteristics of you. I thought you were very hardworking, and how much time you spent on your sermons. I really appreciated that about you. I also really appreciate how much time you put into creating harmony and trying to make sure everyone is happy and everyone's just, not like comfort or discontent. And also I thought you were someone that people could go to for guidance, and I really appreciate that. I could usually go to you and ask you a question, maybe from the Bible or just in general, and usually I learn something new. Happy birthday.
Something that I appreciate about you is that you love all of us very, very much.
Yeah. Hi, Jonathan. I wanted to come on here and say thank you so much for everything that you have done for me and for the family. You are so encouraging. And I think a trait that I have taken from you and learned from you is connection, encouragement. I have always seen your compassion and connection with people. When you were our youth leader, when I was younger at South Fairview, I could see how you could connect with kids and anybody of any age, anywhere. And you were just so compassionate and so genuine. You still are so genuine, and you put so much work and love into relationships with people, and you love to stay connected with people, and I think that I have taken that trait from you and use that as well. I love to stay connected with people, and I put a lot of work and compassion into my relationships with my friends and my family, and that is a trait I definitely learned from you. So thank you so much for that. Jonathan, I would not have anybody else in this world to be my oldest brother. You are beyond amazing, and you have done so much for me. You have encouraged me in my music and to keep on going. I love your random text of saying how you love me. You have no idea how much that means to me. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you so much. And I'm so glad that God placed you in my life. I'm so glad that I was placed here in this family. Our family would never be the same without you, Jonathan. With your funny jokes and silly comments that always make me smile. Even after you've gone home, I can replay them in my mind and laugh at them. And your sincere talks that you've had and your compassion is beyond unforgettable. I don't think you know how many people's lives that you've changed throughout the years just being you and showing God's love to people. I know people that remember you that you may not even remember that you have changed their lives. I remember how you would always care for the kids in our youth when you were a youth pastor. And you would always love to get us engaged in the Word of God, but you kept it interesting. You know how to connect. And it's so amazing and it's so unique. And that way, I think I have made patterns myself that resemble that from me being younger. I don't know if you know this, but so many people can see it radiating off of you. The love, the sincereness, the funniness. I don't think you understand how important you are to so many people, Jonathan. I want you to know that I appreciate you so much, beyond anything. You can write a book about all the amazing things you have done for me just as an individual, and the little traits I see from you and me, from the things that I have learned as a kid, just like watching you. The thing I love about you is your sensitivity. A lot of people like to act hard and like they don't have emotions or they don't get hurt by things. I love how honest you are, and when you're hurt, you show it. And sensitivity, I think, makes you you in a way of you can feel other people's pain even though you might not have gone through anything similar to that. And people relate to that, and that is amazing. You're a really good listener, and you just encourage people, and that is so amazing. And I hope you know how important that is to everybody. I hope you know how important you are to each and every one of us. And I'm going to stop talking now before I literally talk for an hour. I just want you to know that I love you so much, Jonathan. I am so grateful and thankful to have you, and I thank God so much that I have you as a brother. And I hope you have an amazing birthday. I love you very much. Bye.
Some other people who wanted to say some things, I spoke with Shelby Castle, and she just wanted to say how much it meant to her that your presence, just knowing that you're over there, seeing your car at the church always just brings her comfort, and that she knows that she can just pick up the phone and call you, and you will brighten her day. I also talked to Beatty, and Beatty just said how much, she said it was so hard for her to put into words all the things that she appreciates about you and how many things that you've done, and just that she's just so grateful to have you at the church and just to be her friend. So those are a couple words also from some people who really do care about you. I'm going to read to you your message from Hope and Scott. The day Scott and I went to church for the first time, we left the parking lot and received a text from a neighbor. Their mother just passed away the night before, and they asked me to perform a funeral service. I could sing, but not preach. This family called on several pastors they knew, but not one of them showed them the love and interest that you showed. When I called you that very Sunday, you traveled all the way back to York Haven, sat at the kitchen table, and asked each family member about their mother and their memories, and generously loved that family. I knew then that you were a true shepherd of the flock, not one with ulterior motives or a cold heart. Scott and I are convinced that your preaching is biblical and sound. In time, we found that you and your wife Michelle to be our friends, and thank you for forgiving and forgiving. God bless the day He created you, brought you into this world. Hope and Scott. Bible study, some people from Bible study were able to comment, and I'm going to read them. I'm going to read them for you. I appreciate Jonathan very much. He is always kind and very understanding. He has helped me more than he will ever know. I am so glad that he came into our lives and taught us about God. He is sent by God to teach his word and help those in need. Happy birthday, Jonathan. And that was from Robin and George. And also then this one is from Sherry, and I'm going to read it too. Happy birthday, Pastor Bowers. I am thankful that at this time in my life, I am on the path that I am on. I lived in a state of fear and dysfunction for so long, it became a norm for me. I felt as though the only person I could truly depend on and trust was myself. It is just so much more rewarding and less stressful. Sorry about that. So much more rewarding and less stressful walking in the shoes I walk in today than those I wore months ago. I know I have a long way to go, but I also know that I will get where I need to be at the right time. For that I am so grateful. Grateful for God, for you, your family, and the folks we had met at Bible study. So those are just some words for you on your birthday. So we asked people, and we got lots and lots of responses from people at the church, and we'll be putting that together for your 45 things that we appreciate about you. So you'll also be receiving that. But I just wanted to show you that there were a lot of responses, and people had kind words to say.
I appreciate that, among other things, that we're always on top of things, and that we try to keep the ship afloat. Birthday.
I'm reading what Tabitha wrote and what she wanted to contribute. So I'm reading it word for word here. So I appreciate his passion for sports, as he yells, screams, and jumps around depending on if it's a good call or a bad. I love his giving attitude, whether it's his time, giving presents, encouragement, or just listening ear. And then this is a story that she wanted to tell you that she always thinks about you. I remember I had a report I was typing, and I was like 12. It was like 12 or 1 a.m. or even later. I almost was done when the computer crashed on me. Remember back when we used to write papers first and then type them? And I'm back right. I was crying. Jonathan came in and told me to go to bed, that he would type it for me so I could turn it in. And I have no idea what I got on the paper or what it was about, but he gave up his sleep to help me, and that's what I remember. Thank you, Tab. The one thing that I appreciate is that that you're my best friend, and that I get to spend my life with my friend, and that we get to do life together, because everything that we do together I think is better than the things that we do on our own. So I love you, and I hope you enjoy all the things that people have to say about you.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Hi, Jonathan. For your birthday, we decided to have a. Never mind.
Oh my gosh. Well, this has began as I always began, a mess.